What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I've got a story time that was sent in by a subscriber that's about an emo kid trying to fight him for pointing out that life really wasn't that bad. You know, that's just how it is sometimes. It's a pretty funny story, and it should be a good one, but before we get into it, be sure to press the like button, otherwise, no joke, no scam, you're gonna get attacked by an emo kid, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so the subscriber that ended up sending this in today is in 9th grade, and that's usually right around the time that you tend to find yourself falling into, like, your emo phase if you're gonna have one. You know, you're all mad at the world, you got enough teenage angst stuffed inside you, blow up a genie bottle, you're just, like, very angry at everything for some reason. Everything sucks, nothing is cool, your family always annoys you. Like, if you're gonna have that phase, it happens right around then. And the person that sent this in isn't an emo kid, but, you know, that's just me talking from my experience when I had my little phase. Anyways, at this guy's school in the freshman class, because of this, there were some emo kids. It wasn't like a massive portion of the population, you know. It wasn't like a lot of people, but because it was only a couple people, they thought that they were just the coolest, edgy kids around. They thought they were the most unique little snowflakes on the planet. And listen, some of them were pretty cool and edgy, but a lot of the people that joined the group were just the kids that, like, wanted to be different and were just pretending to hate their life because, like, I don't know, they just felt like it. This guy's school was pretty bougie. There wasn't really a high population of kids that actually hated their lives. Most of them were just faking it. And in one of his classes, there was this emo kid named Jacob. And Jacob was just kind of like one of those weird kids who just was kind of doing it to be cool, you know, was always talking about how much he hated his life, but everybody knew that, like, his parents were sick, and, you know, he didn't act emo with his family. It was only at school to, like, with his friends. And, you know, he also was just really mean to everybody while being emo. You know that meme where it's like, good morning, God has decided to let me live another day, and I've decided to make it everyone's problem. Like, that was his outlook on things. He was basically just constantly reminding everyone that he hated life, everything sucks, you know, oh, nothing's ever fun. And listen, everyone's been there before, everyone's been kind of mad at the world, but, like, the thing is, if something really, really sucks or you hate it, you aren't going to make it suck less by just telling everybody how much it sucks. You know, that doesn't make it suck any less. Yes, we all agree that sitting in this classroom is not something that we want to be doing. You know, nobody wants to be here, but you can't really do anything about it. You're just stuck in the classroom. It is what it is. Anyways, one day in class, they walk in, and it is one of the most legendary days in school. One of the best things that you can ever see when you walk into a classroom is, like, that television on the stand in front of the class. You know, my high school still had old TVs. Like, some people got new ones, good for you. But whenever you see that television stand in front of your class, you know it's gonna be lit. And they walk into class that day, and there's one up there. And sure enough, they had been reading this book that has a movie adaptation. And it was going to be one of the days where they don't do anything and just watch it. You know, that's really one of the best days. One of the days you worked hard for when you were reading a book. Like those 2 days at the end when you didn't have to do too much. Just sit back, relax, and let the VCR do the work. Well, apparently, this kid Jacob just had a serious problem with the movie or whatever. Because, you know, as the movie's playing, he just starts complaining about the acting, you know. They're not treating the scenes with pain that they need to do. They're not in their craft enough for it to be enjoyable. They didn't have the pain that theater needed to be enjoyed, was his exact words. Like, okay, Hamilton, you know, why does theater have to have pain, first of all? I can think of a lot of movies that, like, weren't made by jabbing actors with cattle prods. I don't necessarily think that pain is the best thing for theater. Regardless, though, he's just complaining, and he's doing it loudly, and it ends up with him and the teacher kind of getting into a back and forth. And she points out that, you know, today was supposed to just be a really easy day where they just relax and watch the movie, and he doesn't need to be hypercritical of it out loud. And he says that the only reason they're even in this class is to, like, explore their feelings for art, which is just not true. I always hated that. Like, listen, we're only here because my counselor told me I needed to be here to graduate. Sure, I'm aware of the fact that, like, being in this class is going to teach me things that I will use outside of the class. You know, that's true. But I'm not here to explore my feelings for art, dude. I'm here how to learn to write sentences or talk, because that grammar was awful just then. I don't know what happened. I had like a stroke. Anyways, they're going back and forth, and the teacher, who had had enough of it, was like, fine, since you want to complain and keep pushing the issue and interrupt the class for 5 minutes, and now we're not going to be able to finish the movie, everybody in the class now has to write a 3-page essay, single-spaced, comparing and contrasting the movie and the book since he wanted to interrupt and just not let everybody enjoy the movie. Which, you know, the teacher is kind of mean for that, but at the same time, like, her hands are kind of tied. This kid's just complaining about everything, whining about the movie. The actors are bad. This sucks. That sucks. It's your job to make us feel pain through art. Okay, you want to feel pain? You can feel pain. Y'all got to write an essay now. I don't necessarily agree with, like, making the whole class do it. But I also feel like that's a good move to make this kid shut up. Like, obviously, nobody usually wants to be the one that gets the class extra homework. She just happened to pick on Jacob, this emo kid that didn't care what he did to everybody else. And obviously, the class reacts a little bit, dude. They just kind of like saying boo, like what the hell, you know, that type of stuff. And instead of just accepting it and shutting up and admitting that he had gotten everyone homework, you know, he starts arguing with the rest of the class, saying that the homework's a good thing. Which, listen, man, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I pinky promise you that you're not winning that argument, all right? Everyone, and I mean everybody, hates the guy that gets them more homework. Like, nobody ever comes back from this position and ends up being the good guy. It doesn't matter what you say. And he starts to argue, saying that, you know, work is good, and if anything, they should be thankful to him for pointing out how awful the movie was, and it was a shame they had to be exposed to it. And obviously, everybody's kind of arguing him, but the subscriber at that point says loudly, like louder than everybody else, "Oh my god, just shut up, dude. Like, are you kidding me?" And, the emo kid, I guess, like, had the nerve to be shocked at the fact that this kid would dare to tell him to shut up. Alright guys, I'm gonna interrupt the video for just 1 second. On screen now is actually an Xbox gift card. For those of you that don't know, I give away a gift card in every single video I post here on this channel as a way to just say thank you to you guys for supporting and watching. I really, really do appreciate it. But yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe, turn on notifications. I literally give away free money. You got nothing to lose, and big thank you to everybody that does. On that note, I'll shut up and get back to the story time now. Enjoy. "Excuse me?" That's what he says, dude, and that's when it happens. The subscriber just says what basically everybody in the room has been, like, wanting to say since the start of his stupid little rant about art and literature and everything. He just kind of starts yelling at him. He's like, just because you hate everything in your life doesn't mean that everybody else does. Like, we had a chance to watch this movie and do nothing today, and now we have to do an essay because you just couldn't keep your mouth shut. So just shut it. Shut it. It's ridiculous, bro. And he's yelling at him. And when he finishes, the class, like, doesn't clap for him, but, like, nobody boos that. Do you know what I mean? And the emo kid, Jacob, is just kind of sitting there silently. And he doesn't know, like, what to do. Obviously, he's been destroyed. And, you know, most emo kids, because they're tend to be, and I was one, okay, skinny and can't really fight, they tend to rely on their words, but this kid had just gotten, like, verbally eviscerated, dude. He wasn't coming back from that. So instead, he did what, you know, I've had to fight an emo kid myself. They do in that position. He attacks. He starts going like, you know, like, you know when a Pokemon's doing their charge up, like an electric Pokemon is charging up their electric noise? Like, that's kind of the noise he's making. And then, dude, he just runs, puts his foot on the chair of his desk, because they're on opposite sides of this table, and lunges over the desks at the subscriber. Now, the subscriber's a normal looking dude. He's not, like, jacked or anything, but as I said, this emo kid is built like a dry spaghetti noodle. It's just not that great, you know, breaking with the wrong twist of the wind. Anyways, as he's diving across the desk, the sub is confused because he just has this skinny emo monkey kid diving at him. Like, he just looks like a little spider monkey flying through the air, like, rah! Like, what are those, the monkeys that have the things under their arms that, like, fly from tree to tree? Leaping, like flying squirrels? Maybe it's a squirrel. I don't know. Whatever. He looks like something that can fly. You guys know what I'm saying. Anyways, he just moves. And, like, when he moves out of the way, it's almost like the emo kid, Jacob, hadn't thought of that as a possibility. Like, when he crunched the numbers in his head about diving over the desk and attacking this kid, at no point did he think about, like, oh, if he moves, I'm just gonna fall. And when he moves, Jacob just goes smashing into the desk behind him. And when he does that, he, like, groans, and half of them, the class, like, screams and is like, oh my god, are you okay? And half the class is like, oh, fight, like, dude, oh my god, oh, freaking out because this kid had really wrecked himself. And Jacob gets up, and he's, like, obviously a little bit hurt because he just, like, knocked himself out with a desk. And for some reason, he doesn't give up yet. He doesn't really want to, like, give up yet. I know in his head, he thought that super awesome power attack was going to be great. So now he has to redeem himself. So he starts running at the subscriber, and he's kind of like reaching back, not to punch him, but he has his hands in like the claw form, like he's going to scratch him. And so the subscriber, who I said's not giant, kind of just punches him. And he doesn't punch him hard, he just kind of sticks his fist out. But with that, combined with the speed of Jacob running straight at him, it just hits him right in the nose, and you hear just a crunch. Like, just the kind of crunch where you know something broke. You're not quite sure what it was, but you know that whatever's going on, your body's not supposed to make a noise like that. Now the kid is really mad, though, and when he punches him, like, blood starts coming out of his nose because obviously it had broken. But the kid, in his anger, instead of being mad at the fact that his nose has just been broken or he just got embarrassed, all he says is, "Dude, it's on my clothes." Like, okay, yes, you are right. Your nose is also broken. And what's even weirder is that he's an emo kid. He's wearing all black. So I don't really know why it matters if your clothes have blood on it, I guess, like, in the moment with the adrenaline going on, he probably just was only seeing that, didn't realize it was broken yet. But at that point, the teacher gets between them and, like, is holding back the emo kid now. And once they're separated, dude, he starts acting like the Tasmanian devil, shouting threats about, like, he was crazy to try him, and, I'm gonna get you back, all that type of stuff. And he wasn't really, like, trying to get after him or being scary at all. He was doing what some guys do, when they're being held back, and then they start getting mad, and it's like, oh, okay, where was this energy when we were actually fighting? He's trying to save face by acting all tough now. And whatever, he just doesn't really reply to the subscriber. They both get sent down to the dean, and obviously they have to sit there and talk about what happened. And the emo kid basically admits to starting it and lunging at him first, but because of, like, the way stupid school rule works, they both get suspended, which I've never really understood. Like, the emo kid is admitting that he dove across the desk and tried to attack this guy. What was he supposed to do? Like, that's what I don't understand about school. Sure, you both fight, you both hit somebody, it's both wrong. But if somebody's just attacking you, like, you've got to do what you got to do. What do you mean? This school is basically saying, we don't care that an emo kid is trying the flying bat, all right, on you. He's trying to knock you out. Nobody cares. You're both in trouble. You should care, though, because, like, what if this kid does this again and hurts somebody? It's going to end up in a fat lawsuit. What is the judge going to do? Probably side with the kid who got hit with the flying vampire. But regardless, they ended up both getting suspended, but the subscriber who sent this in didn't get in trouble with his parents because obviously he had just been defending himself, and a couple kids from the class had, like, said that they would tell his parents what happened, and the teacher even called and was like, your son did not swing first, it was not like that. So he didn't end up getting in trouble, but they both got suspended, which, I disagree with, but hey, what you guys gonna do about it? Anyways, guys, though, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to press the like button, subscribe, and comment down below. If you don't know what to comment, just go ahead and say emo kid down there. It's a great way to help out. And, yeah, other than that, if you use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout, it gives you a discount, which of course is pretty cool if I get to say so myself. The best energy drink for gamers, and you can get yourself a discount with code SCRUBBY. Other than that, I do have a podcast called The Scuffed Cast. Link is down below if you like people just talking about internet stuff or video games, all that jazz. And last but certainly not least, if you look on screen now, you will see the coolest merch to ever exist in the history of the world. I know, ladies and gentlemen, many YouTubers have released merch, but no joke, no scam. If you get this merch, I can promise you that I think you are the coolest person in the world, and you might find Atlantis. You also might find it without the hoodie, but you also might find it with it. Anyways, guys, that really is going to do it for the video. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I will see you guys all next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.